Okay. I think we're live after OBS crashed. There we go. We're live. It is Friday, March 15th. I'm gonna turn on Do Not Disturb. Gonna turn on Do Not Disturb. And we're gonna look at some Seeking Alpha news. And we're gonna look at, there's JP Morgan. And I promised somebody I would look at FAZ. I think FAZ is the one that I was looking at. It's the bull triple levered. Morning, Eric. FAZ or FAS? FAS. Oh, yeah, I got to go put on green. I don't know that I have anything green, to be perfectly honest with you. So, here is the way I look at this. And I am going to text you. Okay. That 4 hour. Morning, Scott. Off of that low. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in a little. Yes, you have broken that trend. Let's say we're going to shrink it up a little. You have broken that trend. Is it St. Patty's Day? I don't think it's St. Patty's Day today. Okay, here, I've got to just send her this. I'm going to copy that. And then if MK is listening, we're sending you this. I would put a sell. Let's see. I'm doing a little analysis of FAS right here. FAS is a triple levered bull on the financial side. And oh, my YouTube app is, hold on. Let me see. I want to make sure. You guys can hear me okay, right? I've got a healthcare ad going on right now, but I think you can hear me. Man, Daddy got paid here because I'm getting 2 ads when I go to watch my thing on live on YouTube. I am Irish, by the way, Scott, just so you know. I'm half Irish, half Italian, I guess is what you say. Man, Daddy got paid here. Okay, so I can hear myself, yeah. Here's FAS. So I was looking at FAS this morning, and we were mentioning, hey, there's a trend line here from the beginning, the October lows, and you kind of touched, if you drew the line to here in January where there was a little pullback, algorithm got you out with a 51% gain. Yes, it got you in at a higher price, But is the algorithm going to get you out here? And my answer would be probably. I would probably put in a sell order today. And again, it's a Friday, so let's take a look at the afternoon candle a little more closely, and put a 5-minute window on here, because that's what I really want to see. Yes. So I would put a sell order at right where you're opening up, about 103.10, 103.12. Yeah, I would sell one. Yeah, put a sell in at 103. 20. It's all right. It's 20 to the 200 day. Okay. So essentially the question is, okay, been holding this since October, up about 60%. I do not recommend that, but from a 5-minute chart here, where are you looking at? And if we just do extended hours, I would want to sell at yesterday's close, which is 103.10. Right now you're trading at 102.73. You've taken kind of a leg down. Doesn't trade much in the after hours here. So you can see super light volume in the after hours, nothing crazy. But 103.50 is 103.50. Where it closed yesterday. Yeah, I would say at 103.20. I think you're safe getting out at one. Again, here's the thing about triple lever, and this is the same thing with SMCI, with NVIDIA. You can always buy these back at a higher price. By the way, FAS, triple levered ETF, okay? My algorithm, it makes you over 24 months, 24.3 months, 73.6%. It has 22 positions, so it's one trade per month, less than that. You win 41% of the time. Your average win, 17.03%. Your average loss, 5.7%. If you bought and held this over 2 years, you lost 10%. So don't tell me that my algorithm doesn't work to try and get you in and out of these triple levered ETFs. Very well. Yeah, if you want my algorithm, it's right here. Go over to the link tree, which is linked down below. Sign up for TrendSpider, and you have two options. You can save 67% on the yearly, which is $595. And if you think that $595 is a lot to make, then yes, do not sign up. Or I should say no. Get a free charting tool. Make sure that you understand charting. If $595 is too much for you to outlay, don't worry about it. But if you have a large enough portfolio, I would urge you that it's not just the upside that I need to make $500 to get it back, but it's the downside. Again, we're at all-time highs. And my algorithm, in my mind, provides me more comfort in getting out than it does in the comfort getting in. And specifically with a triple levered ETF, that gives me 73% with 22 positions. And there's plenty of triple levered ETFs. You get the entire watch list of triple levered ETFs. So I have watch lists of brokerage, not brokerage, but Bitcoin, crypto, core investment, covered call ETFs, energy names, levered ETFs, low cost Vanguard ETFs, spider sectors, and then the special watch list. So you get that. You get my market scanner, which I'm about to do as well. You get everything that I use on a daily basis. So again, for FAS, it's obviously just a great trade. I think that's a phenomenal earnings of 60%. High five. But the MACD, in my mind, crossing down. The 9 days close enough to the 21 that are we going to see a crossover? The 50-day still moving positive. You haven't broken that one, but you have broken this medium term, I would say, trend line where you're down below it. And maybe you don't break it, but maybe you do. And if you do, if you don't break it and you continue higher, just buy more higher. It's a triple levered on a daily basis. Take your profit, sleep on the weekend, be happy, and buy me sushi. That's the deal. Okay, let's go to the market scanner because I'm going to look at the news after I do the market scanner because I like doing the scans first. And this is, by the way, when you get TrendSpider, this is what you do. This is your morning routine. Scanning stocks. We have a cross up on Amazon. I've said get it under 180. You could have gotten it at 171 earlier in the week. Right here, about 172, where the MACD was still heading down, the RSI was down. I said, buy it. It's right there. I mean, clear as day, you still have room to the upside. So in the core portfolio, only one that crossed up is Amazon. Let's see in my brokerage holdings. And same thing. I do hold a significant correlation to the core portfolio, just so everyone knows. I'm not a douche on the internet who tells you one thing and then does another. Yeah. It's not like I'm trading live, but it's not like I'm, hiding stuff either. Covered call ETFs. I have a great YouTube video from, Wealth Adventure. Guy is great. He's a Seeking Alpha affiliate, and he's fantastic. I need to write to him. Energy names, FANG and KOLD. FANG and KOLD. KOLD's not one that I like. FANG, on the other hand, I mean, this one, its earnings were good. Oil is, I need to buy this. I need to just buy this one. Yeah, I just need to buy this one. Let's see. What does Seeking Alpha say about FANG? Is it a buy? I don't want Gang. I want FANG. Gang Lee? No, we don't want that. Where the hell am I? FANG. Diamondback Energy. It's a hold in the quant. Valuation is a D+. Price to sales is where it gets killed. Dividends. The forward dividend is 1.9. Used to be higher. It's probably why it gets a D+ on yield, because you're not paying out a ton. But, I mean, year to date, 46%, or I'm sorry, 1 year, 46%. Year to date, you're up 23%. What's interesting is we can look at, I guess, would USO be the one? We can look at this one. Let's look at this. This versus the S&P year to date. I mean, many people would not guess that oil is outpacing the S&P year to date. Pacing S&P. Oh, where is it? S&P year to date. We'll include this. We're going to include that. Okay. Larry. Okay, if I screw up, just let me know. I don't know if it's YouTube. I don't know if it's my OBS. My OBS screwed up before, so. But yeah, energy names. Let's scan levered ETFs. Let's see if anything came up. Nope, nothing on that one. Low cost Vanguard. Nothing on low cost Vanguard. It's cause we had a couple of days where we were pretty good. Let's see the watch list. Datadog. Get that out. Datadog's the only one on the watch list. Okay, and I have my own personal watch list that I don't share. Full disclosure, I don't share this one. I think it's significantly risky on a lot of these names, and that's why I don't share it. So if you want me to share it, F you. Go and create your own list. Dow? I share a lot, though. Nothing on the Dow. Let's see about NASDAQ 100. FANG, Datadog, and Amazon. We've got all of those. Let's go to the S&P 100. General Dynamics. Okay. I'm going to go back to the 4-hour strategy tester. Disney's bitter board battle. God, great trade if you bought this with the algorithm. Again, we talk about the algorithm a lot. Even in Diamondback Energy, over 2 years, this only halves the return of a hold. But in my mind, I don't think that's bad because if you're trading, again, if you're taking emotions out of your trade and you want just something that says, hey, and on this chart, where should I buy and sell? Well, you could have bought here at 155, 153, on Diamondback before earnings. They gapped up with some news, but it was clear that the MACD was low enough that something was going to happen, and it crossed up, and we shot up. I don't know what the news was, but that volume spike there was definitely news. So, Guy is here. Guy. Okay, good morning, Chris. Good morning, everybody. I am sorry if I ignored you, but I am, for anybody that was listening yesterday, I'm shot out of a cannon this morning. I actually slept last night, so I was up late. It's going to rain today. I didn't know that. Hold on one second. My day has to be planned. I was planning on doing some freaking work outside today. Looks like I'm cleaning the house. But we have sunshine all next week. So I've got plenty of time to pressure wash and wipe the pollen off my house. Yeah, I think if Trump wins, here's the problem that you have with Trump winning in energy. And again, commodities are, there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Energy transfer, it's probably a winner if Trump wins. It's probably a winner if Biden wins. It's just one of those stocks that around 13 or 14, I think, the CEO was buying everything. Look at all those insider buys between 12 and 13. And I don't think 15 is too crazy based on the last thing. With like you said, a 9% yield, 8.61, 8.28 is the forward. The trailing. The estimate is 8.61, PE of 13. Year to date, you're up 8%. You've already had a dividend, so you got 2% out of that? So, Ross Level 2 video was great. What's the Ross Level 2? Oh, yeah. Ross Warrior Trading, yeah. Warrior Trading's awesome. That dude's solid. I like them. Let's do some news here. The next NVIDIA. Oh. Goldman Sachs. That's a great article, actually. This is worth the $189. Articles in Seeking Alpha worth the premium price. We're going to put that one in there. Yeah, it's the oil, what oil drillers. I forget what their MRO. Marathon Oil. No, I don't want bro. Why would you think I'd want bro? Apple. MRO. Oil and gas exploration. It's 24 out of 70. Energy has slowly come back. And look at Vista Energy. This one's a strong buy in the quant. Its profitability is the only C play. But look at that year to date. I mean, this is up 33%. So, Scott, you've got, I know you've got Seeking Alpha Premium. So, use that. Again, if you're thinking about Valero, what is Valero's symbol? VLO. There it is. If you think about Valero, if you're thinking about any of these, this is a great company too. I mean, year to date, let's see, it is up 22%. I got out of energy. I'm in freaking Devon, stuff that's just not moving. Sunoco, this one has moved, let's see, year to date, 4%. Maybe this one in the quant, strong buy. A fair deal between Sunoco and NewStar Energy. Sunoco cut to neutral at Citi after NewStar deal gains. Sunoco cut at Stifel as fully valued after good Q4 positive outlook. I mean, your guess is as good as mine where these kind of go. Oh, I do own. How much do I own of this? Let's see. I don't think I've ever said how much I actually own of MPLX. MPLX is my go-to. I mean, year to date, 10%, 9% dividend yield. Let's see. All positions, MPLX. I own. I bought my normal share. Wow. Okay, full disclosure. $9,569 was my cost. Today, that's worth $22,000. Let's see, tax lots. That was from, and this was acquired in 2021. So I sold out. Yeah, it looks like I sold out. This was in 2021. Wow. I acquired it for the dividend. That's what's crazy is I paid $6,000 for the shares. $6,000. I got a $500 dividend 9 days later. And then in May, another $500 dividend. I mean, it just keeps paying me every quarter about $500. Every quarter since 2021, I have gotten a $500 check for a $6,000 investment. So that ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. I mean, PTON, nobody knows where this one's going to go. I'd say long term, you're perfectly fine. I'd say short term, I was going to buy this at 875 the other day. I may break my rule and buy this on a Friday. They've got a big event that is priced in. The event is priced in. If they do one more thing next week, I don't know. I mean, Wall Street price target 916. I mean, that's 916 is the price target. Look at the way the price target's been going. Look at the way the stock has been going. Obviously, it's just, the price target down here in 2022. You could have another one of those. You could have another 2023 price target where it just hits a shelf for a very long time and it trades kind of sideways, but then makes another loop up. So PTON, in my mind, I don't think that you want to have a base of this in your portfolio, whether it's an ETF that owns it as its top holding, whether it's just outright, NVIDIA, you want to have it. I hold this in my brokerage account. I hold a lot of it. I hold it at about $200. I just got into it. Wow. GILD Technologies. Let's see. Are they up? GCT earnings. Wow. GCT killed it. Wow. God, year to date, 91%. Why I'm still buying now? Dude, on March 2nd, he bought, let's see, where was March 2nd? March 1st, trading at $39, and you're at 40. So, obviously, this guy is still buying. I mean, he was writing that on March 2nd. During this entire slide, he was still buying. If you time this on March 11th, getting this at $30 during that downturn, I mean, kudos to you if you took this trade. It's uncomfortable. I mean, it's not something that, oh my God, I've got to buy this thing. But look at that one. I mean, February, look at this slide. So this slide right here, from its high at 43 to its low, that's a 30% downturn. Now you're going to open up at 40. So if you took this on March 11th at its low of 31 and you're opening up at 40, that's a nice 30% move in GCT. I mean, remove this segment. I'm going to remove this because this is the trend line that I put in there. And I said, you've broken that trend line. Buy it on confirmation. Could have bought at 36 when you had confirmation. Didn't look good going into earnings. Didn't look good, but yeah, they just killed it. Ugh. Boomer. I should have bought more. Pre-market movers. Bitcoin is getting killed. Do I want that one? Uber exit. Lift to exit. This is a big one. I mean, that's a Uber, buy it still. Uber is down in pre-market, I would think. No, it's kind of up. Taiwan Semi down 2%. SMCI kind of holding on. NVIDIA kind of holding on. Netflix up 1.5%. Did you get Netflix under $600? Because you're at $624. Meta, did you get it under $500? Because you're at $492. Google, $144, still under $150. Apple, $173. It's about where I bought it at. Amazon under 180. Exxon at 118. Wow. Uber and Lyft. Okay, let's see. Climbed for new NASG drugs. Small cap energy financials are the most inexpensive versus history. Tech industrials most expensive. That's an interesting one. I like Costco too. K9. Costco, in my mind, I said it before, as it got to that 700 level, it's putting in its nice little platform here at about 730. After its earnings miss, and they're going to announce a membership increase. They're going to announce a membership increase, and you're going to see it go back up here to 780. I need to just buy this one. Honestly, I just need to buy it. You know what? Maybe I'm just going to buy it right now. Let me look at the 5-minute chart real quick. Done. And we're going to go to a 5-minute. No. You know, the 5-minute is what I really want. So I can click it. That's what's nice is when you put it as your favorite. And I'll do 4-hour and then daily and weekly. So now I have all 4 up in TrendSpider. It's a little trick. You can do 4-hour and then you can do daily and then weekly, so you don't have to do the drawdown. But let's look at 5-minute. It doesn't trade in after hours very much at all. The volume is next to nothing. It did get a lot of action into the close yesterday. I'm going to put a buy in here at 7:30, I think. If I hit today, great. If I don't, I mean, I almost want to put it in at 7:25. I think 7:30 is going to hit. You can see how it gets down to 7:30 during the past couple of days. And again, this is a long-term buy. You can see it just popped up here. This was, let's see, that's Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday. Tuesday it popped up. But I do think that 7:25 it will probably hit. But since I want this, I'm going to put it in at 7:30. I'm going to put in, let's see. I'm going to buy this for a hold. Costco. And then I'm going to say that I bought it. Well, I need to wait. Buy. Costco dollars. And I'm going to buy this for a hold. So, yeah. Buy. Limit. Time force. Good till canceled. Extended hours, yes. Oh man, now I gotta redo. I hate this app. Day. I really hate this. Boom. Okay. Eric, Taiwan Semi, you just want to buy. I mean, Taiwan Semi, you buy fully well knowing that there is some political risk in this. And it, buying into this trend line, I mean, that trend line is filled with gaps on the 5-minute. If we pull back just a couple of days on this, you've got the good news is you've got 157 in the tank on Taiwan Semi. You've got 157 in it. I mean, that's no doubt you've got it in it. The trend line is definitely down on that one. If we look at the 4-hour, I mean, on the 4-hour algorithm, you make 62% versus 33% with buy and hold over 24 months. Now, the algorithm hasn't gotten you out. It seems to be putting in this nice little shelf here on this kind of gap up, which my assumption was some type of NVIDIA pop. But 138, you're at the top of that gap. The bottom's only 135. So if you're not worried about semis, if you think Taiwan Semi, in my mind, I don't think you're getting under 100 again. Pulling it back here to December 14th, that's where the volume indicator is. You've got plenty of people who hold here at 102. You've got plenty of support up here at 131. You've got plenty of support at 117. Obviously, there's stuff in between there. But if you're holding, you just buy it as you go down. I mean, it's not the most comfortable thing, but buy it as you go down. That's kind of my take on that stuff, is if you believe in the stock, look, I just bought a ton of Apple. You buy it on the way down. Latest news. Excel Brands, Micron gains as Citi expects upside. 5 stocks to watch Friday. Blink charging. Okay. Weight Watchers added 11%, said it was on track to beat its previously provided guidance quarter. Wow, Weight Watchers. Wow. This is, stay away from it. Stay away from it. Stay away from it. This is from earlier. And we'll include this one. Okay. That's a good one. Is sound in here? No, sound is one of the most active stocks. I mean, just look at that. That alone will tell you, oh my God, it's risky. Okay, let me open up. Let me look real quick. Is there anything on FinViz that we want to see as far as insiders? Diamondback Energy. They sold a bunch. Wow. And Diamondback Energy sold Viper Energy as well. Wow. That's March 8th. So it's already been priced in there. Nerdy Software. Dude bought $209,000 worth. Interesting. Crude oil up. Okay. Nothing crazy on FinViz. We've got our stuff here. Costco probably will not hit that mark. By the way, with crypto's recent downturn, I am back in play, not for 1 week, but 1 month. I am down at the bottom here. Our friend My Weekly Stock is up here, top. 3 month, I am in number 1 at 55%. Year to date, I am still number 1 at 54. Bitcoin and ETH. 4 trades. I've had 23 trades. So, yeah, I'm the only one year to date, by the way, that has, well, there's one other person that has 100 plus subscribers, opportunity oriented. Chris Patel, 44 trades, 23 trades. So everybody else, I mean, my full portfolio, 1K. So he's pretty popular at 16. Hamid, I think he's actually the CEO of, he's the CEO of Savvy Trader. Hamid, I like him. Just buy it. K9, here's the thing. If they outlaw TikTok, Meta's going to gain. If you are a Trump voter, do not buy Meta. I mean, simple as that. If you are going to vote for Trump in the next election, don't buy Meta. Do not buy Meta. Because if you think that Trump is going to win and you're voting for him, I mean, you can trade Meta, but don't buy it for the long term. I think under 500 is a great price for it. I think they're fantastic buy and hold. The problem that you have is if Trump wins, it's all, who do you think he's going after? And don't put it past him. That he'll go after Facebook. He'll go after his enemies. And if you're going to vote for him, I would say do not, sell your Meta before that election. Okay, there's that one. And we're going to look at we're going to look at this as because Monday SMCI heads into the S&P, Uber and Lyft, and then we're going to go small cap, and then we're going to do Goldman Sachs spotlights the next portion. Bradley Freeman takes a position in Sentinel. This guy, this is Wealth Adventure. He does a great, I really like his.
Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dave. In my last video, I covered several ETFs that were.
Stocks to watch. Bitcoin breakdown. Okay. And we're going to go over alpha picks. So. K9 Black, I do own Meta, by the way. Just to be perfectly clear, I do own Meta. It's a long-term. I think I bought it in the 190s, 200s. And I said it would get back to 300. When it got to 300, I thought it was going to be going to 400. I never would have guessed 500 this quickly. So it's a little bit risky, but what can I say? Roaring kitty, rawr. I like the stock. Yeah, I just think somebody who's voting for Trump and investing in Meta, in my mind, that would, and I say this, not saying you shouldn't vote for Trump. Vote for whoever you want. I mean, that's 100% what this country's about. I'm saying it in the fact that it kind of goes against what your candidate stands for, and it's not, Trump as a candidate is against big media. He is against social media. He's against, he's a competitor. So, think about it. He had talks with Elon Musk about buying Truth Social. But his number one competitor of Truth Social is Facebook. Why do you think he's so anti, social media? He doesn't want to ban TikTok because it would make Facebook more, let's be honest. Outside of America, Truth Social has nobody who's subscribed to it. It's not an international platform. Facebook is. So they want to make it an international platform. But, wow, the markets really took a nosedive in the futures. Okay. I'm going to hit record now. Let me see. Do I have SPY up there as... We're going to get rid of all of these. What is all of that? It's got to be on the weekly, I would think. No. Daily? No. 4 hour? I don't know where those damn... Oh, those are targets. Those are targets, okay. We're going to get rid of all of these. Remove all. Yes. And then we're going to put SPY. Do size. SPY. By the way, if you have charts and stuff, if you want to impress your friends, just send them my 4-hour algorithm with the buy and sell on SPY and tell them, see, I'm making 17% with the safety on a downturn because I've got an algorithm that gets me out. And we'll go to IWM as well because I want to show IWM. We're going to get rid of this one. Remove all annotations, and we'll put in IWM. Pavin. This is going to show you how dumb I am. Not dumb. I like my setup in TrendSpider. I've had my setup in TrendSpider the same way for, God. And it's this setup. I don't have any alerts on this one. I have alerts on my other workstations, workspaces, but I don't have any alerts on this one. But I like this setup. And so insiders and stuff like that, I don't mind it. I just like it's when you get used to something, Pavin, making that change is a little bit difficult. With everything that TrendSpider adds, it's just hard to kind of switch up for it. That's why that there's no other reason other than that. So, okay, let me hit record. Okay. I'm going to hit record. If I start screwing up, you guys just start yelling with the big yellow sign or throw up a bunch of chats. Good morning. It is Friday, March 15th. I don't know if it's St. Patrick's Day. I don't know. I'm not wearing green. Hope we have a green day. But honest to God, I'm slightly nervous about this market. It is making me increasingly more uncomfortable. We'll go over all the charts. First thing I want to tell you is I think I've secured an interview with Stephen Kress, who is the Alpha Pix, the head of Alpha Pix. And if you don't know what Alpha Pix is, It's this portfolio. They're beating the S&P by almost, just over 3 times for a 2-year period, almost 2 years, July 1st, 2022. Since then, we can show Alpha Picks. They have a new one today. It is a portfolio. They're up 128% versus the S&P, which is 36. So yeah, almost 4 times what the S&P does. Definitely 3 times, but I'm not going to do the math in my head. They have a new one, Cruise to All New Heights. I'm not going to go over it. Respect to the Alpha Pick guys. Alpha Picks is having for everybody who signed up over Alpha Picks, a 4 p.m. webinar that you can sign up for that's live. I usually play it on my big screen. I just AirPlay it. I'm long Apple from my phone to my big screen TV. If you want to sign up for Alpha Picks, there is a $50 off coupon right here on the third link. It's 2 picks. It's 2 picks per month. You get 2 picks per month. They tell you when to sell, and they go over everything. What I really like about it is this page in particular. It provides you specific details, fundamental and some technical details about what you want to watch for in their picks. Again, I really like this. If I had my pick, I would probably choose Seeking Alpha Premium instead of the Alpha Picks. The Premium is only $189. It gets you access not to the Alpha Picks group, but it gets you access to the quant, and we'll go over all of that stuff. But I think Seeking Alpha Premium would be my first pick, and then the second pick, if you're just kind of a buy and hold and you don't want to use charts, that would be Alpha Picks. So between the two, you can get them for under, $600-700, whatever it is. If you have a large enough portfolio, if you're doing enough research, the benefit of Seeking Alpha Premium is you get to read all the articles and all the analysis. And Alpha Picks is a curated kind of portfolio that you can build for yourself. But again, they have this new pick. I will go over it next week just so you're aware. But if you have any questions for Stephen Kress, again, if you want to look him up, he's done a bunch of podcasts out there and a bunch of interviews. But Stephen Kress from Alpha Picks, he'll be on the podcast sometime next week, I think. He hasn't confirmed which day, but I've been going back and forth with them. Submit any questions you have for him. Anything you want to know, just submit the question. I'll ask him. I don't have to say your name, don't have to tell him who you are. But Alpha Picks, I urge you to read those Alpha Picks members. I urge you to read that analysis. What's interesting, I did read the analysis this morning. And it says, although this pick is at a 52-week high, the case for momentum investing highlights and I'll have this in the newsletter, by the way, if you're a subscriber to the newsletter. So don't worry about understanding my words, but the case for momentum investing highlights the false theory that if a stock is at its 52-week high, it is overbought. And if it is at a 52-week low, it is an excellent value. Momentum is the only one factor employed by Alpha Picks, but studies have distinguished the winning strategy between 52-week highs and 52-week lows. The risks they highlight are interesting as well. Just a great analysis of that. I really liked that article, and it's worth the money. For me, it's worth the money. I'm an affiliate. I get it for free. I do think everybody who signed up for Alpha Picks is absolutely getting their money's worth. Now, let's look at the market here because I want to go over 3 indexes. It's Friday, so we kind of take a look at the index. Friday, we typically don't buy. I may break my rule. In fact, I just put in a buy for Costco at $730. If it hits 700, and it's at 729 right now, so it's going to hit $730. I'm going to buy Costco today. It's going to hit. It's at 729.74. I think it's going to hit. I'm buying it. I think it might hit 725. I think it might hit down below. This is a long-term buy. I am starting a position in Costco. I said it before. I think that, we can look at this chart. Before we look at the Qs, before we look at SPY, and before we look at IWM, let's look at Costco. We've come down here. This low was 725. Down here, it got to 712. And 716 was the low on March 12th. And then it seems to have gone up from there. It's putting in a shelf. Do I care if I buy at 729 and all of a sudden we're at 709? No, because I do think that, again, it's expensive. Momentum is hard to break. Algorithm got you out. The MACD got down here. I am simply trying to time this on this shelf. I could get burned. I could completely get burned. Costco is one I don't mind adding to. Very good management team. Very good. Try and get into a parking lot at Costco on a Saturday. That's the reason I bought it. And I just bought it. It probably pulled through. Let me see. Let me look at my alerts. Let's see. I'll see if I bought it. Let's see. At 7:30, did I buy it? I'm going to pause this real quick, and then I'm going to come right back. Let me see. I got to look at my activity. Because it might have canceled that in the pre-market. Nope, I bought it. Okay. Yep, I bought it. $730. So anybody that's in there with me, you know what? I'm going to put this in the trade because Savvy Trader folks deserve. And I'm sorry to anybody who subscribes to Savvy Trader with me, but I probably should have put this in prior. But I didn't know that it was going to hit, so I didn't want to put it in. It's not part of the trading portfolio. It's really part of the core portfolio. Let's go here and let's go Costco. Costco. And I'm going to put 5 because I bought a starting position in this in hopes there is a membership raise. I paid $730, leveling off. I don't mind holding this long time. I think the valuation is crazy, but try getting a parking spot in a Costco parking lot on a Saturday. Also, the checkout lines are filled with full carts and long lines. I like this as much as I like Walmart, and they have room to grow since their margins can expand. Okay. That is my buy, and it will buy it in this core portfolio, and we're out. Okay. We're going to go back to Costco, and then I'm going to start recording again. Yes. Okay, sorry. I had to confirm that I bought it. It did buy it at $730. So it got down to like $727. Probably would have been better if I was watching it, but I had to do this podcast. So it's a starter position. Again, it's just at this level. $730 per share is what I bought it. If it goes down here, I'll buy more. I'll just buy more. I do like this support level. It's 675 right here as it bumped up in the prior earnings to it and then got rejected off of it. I like that. I also like this as a support level, 696. I also like this one at 730. I mean, take a look at this. This is why I buy these at this level. Look at that $730 level. If we just put that line there, we're going to drag this down to $730. Look, I mean, if that's not short-term support where it provided resistance and now it's providing support for about 3 or 4 candles, I mean, again, you do you. I'm going to do me. But I think Costco at $730 is a good one. Now, let's look at the indices here. QQQ first off. This is the NASDAQ 100. We're putting in a nice little support, it seems, right here at about, let's move this up here, 435. We're at 436 right now. 435 might be the level that we're kind of looking at as a support. I think you've got 421 down here as a support with a volume shelf right there. If we go through that, then you've got support at 410. So I do think that you've got support. You are going down. I mean, take a look at it. The action is sideways, but the MACD is going down. Algorithm has not gotten you out. Algorithm will probably get you out of Qs today. The way the Qs do in the algorithm, you make 38% over 24 months. If you want my algorithm, by the way, TrendSpider is having their sale. It is $595 for the year. Again, if you trade enough, it makes sense to get this and get it because it's only good for 2 more days. And you can get it on a Friday. I'll email you out the newsletter. The way you do it is you go over here to Linktree, linktr.ee/daily stock pick. Click on the link, sign up, and then you email me. And my email address is up here on the right. But the algorithm does really well on the Qs. It does really well on triple levered. I was going over on YouTube Live this morning for one of the listeners, FAS, which is a triple levered financial bull. You make 73% over 24 months versus if you bought and held FAS, again, it's a decaying asset. It's a daily triple levered ETF. Do not hold this for the long term. But if you look, we broke down below this trend line. And I said, just don't wait for the algorithm to get you out. You are well on your way to making money. This particular person is up 60-something% in this. Well, look at where you're at. You're over the 200-day. On a decaying asset, when you're over the 200-day, you want to look at selling on weakness. Well, on the 4-hour, you have weakness. And on this 4-hour, you've broken down from the trend from October. Doesn't mean you can't buy higher, but it's a triple levered ETF. And so you want to get out when you can. It's got some weakness. Algorithm still has you in. Probably will get you out in the next few days. But again, if you want my algorithm, it makes you 73% in this versus 24 months ago, you lost 10%. There's only 22 positions. So you don't even trade once per month in this algorithm. But it's a great, great tool. Again, it doesn't guarantee you money. Doesn't guarantee that you're going to find stuff. You do have to do some work on this stuff. But at Qs, we're kind of looking for support here at 435. I would expect us to continue this fluctuation up and down. These moves, even though it feels hard, it's not big. I mean, look at where we were in January at 400 on the Qs. Boy, don't you wish you would have made 10% buying this in the 400s? My algorithm on this one makes you 38% versus 31. And so let's go look at SPY. So where are we on SPY? Because I'm leading this up into a small cap analysis. SPY, algorithm doesn't have you out, but you're below your 9-day. You don't have confirmation. Here in the market just opened, you're down almost 1%. I mean, you're very weak on this stuff. It's just a weak time. It doesn't feel comfortable buying stocks when it's weak. But when you're seeing this and you're seeing opportunities and the stock is going sideways, you can try and time stuff. If it's long-term buys that you're looking for, try and time it. Just buy it. You can always buy it at a lower price too. Sizing matters. No matter what any woman tells you guys, size matters. If you're going to put in $1,000 into a stock, buy $100 worth of it today. You don't have to put all $1,000. Just put the tip in. Just the tip. $100. That's all you need. You don't want to go all in. Say this one moves all the way back to the 50-day down here to 508. It's $2 per share. It's about 1-2%. It's not a big deal, but it's enough to make it, oh crap, I shouldn't have put that $100 in there. It's going to make you lose sleep. Again, on a Friday, doesn't make sense to buy a lot of stuff. Costco, I wound up buying it it's at $7.28 now. Yeah, if I wasn't doing this podcast, I probably would have just watched the charts, saw the weakness, not bought it. I'm doing the thing. I didn't buy a ton, but I bought 10 shares. For me, not a ton. Not a ton. That's a starter position. I'll be looking to put $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 into this stock over time, and I want to get it at a smart price. I think this is a smart price. Again, go to the Costco on this weekend. Tell me that you're not seeing a bunch of people. But SPY, we're seeing some weakness. Now, finally, IWM. This is the Russell 2000 small cap, and this is what everybody's been telling you. Oh my God, you've got to buy this year because it's the year of the small caps. It ain't the year of the small caps yet. Algorithm got you out with a 2% gain here. You've made some good money in IWM. Again, this is an index. So for an index, you've made some really good money in this if you've been in it. Algorithm got you out. The algorithm makes you 1%. Buying and holding makes you 1% on this. It's 29 positions. There's a little more volatile than the other indexes. Now, I'm not a big fan of this one. I have friends who have just bought and held this one over the years, and it hasn't done them super well. I mean, they were touting this during the 2020 timeframe because this was shooting up. The second interest rates came down, this went down. You're just above your 200-day. Yes, you've got opportunity in this. Yes, when rates start coming down, this one will probably fly. Right now, you've got higher for longer. Do you think the Fed is going to raise interest rates next week? No. Do you think they're going to actually lower interest rates? Hell no. There's still inflation in the market. They're going to be late to do this. Remember how late they were? If you weren't listening to me in 2022 or 2021 when they actually, 2020, I think it was March 2022 when they actually started raising, and they said we were late. If they had started raising in November 2021 when we hit the highs, it would have been easier for the market to digest. Inflation might not have been so rampant. But the Fed is always late. They will be late to raise as well. If you're thinking June is going to be a raise, or I'm sorry, a lowering of rates, I mean, don't expect it. Because in my mind, I think you're seeing inflation still sticky in the market, and Powell has been clear. You are in an election year. And Biden said, hey, rates may come down sooner than you think. That probably means June. Because in my mind, I don't think you see rate cuts until November, October. But that's the election time. And that's going to look super political. So they don't want to look political. So they're probably going to do it in June. Just my guess. IWM is something to keep an eye on. I got this from, the headline that I have in my notes. Small caps got hustled by the bond market yesterday. The bond market really took off. They're tied to the bonds. And I will include a Russell 2000 IWM failed breakout. It's a chart that was provided in a newsletter that I read. I think it's called Stock Twits. But while large cap and mega cap stocks have dominated the headlines and index performance, mid cap stocks have found their way back to all-time highs over the past few weeks, leaving just the small cap area of the market to follow suit. The speculation running rampant in hopes of several rate cuts from the Fed, it looked like the Russell 2000 index was finally going to stage a breakout of its own. That's what you're seeing here. The last few days of action are proving that upward move to face much more resistance than initially anticipated. As the chart shows, the Russell 2000 punched above its December highs. And again, if we go to a daily on this, we'll just go to a daily. And you can see, here's the failed breakout. If we just... Again, for a trend line, you want to touch 3 lines. And so the only 3 lines that you can really touch on a daily is that. I mean, that's the 3 lines. If you want to touch 3 lines here, you're still in an upward trajectory. But the real trend line, the more lines you touch, the more valid it is. That's the trend line. You failed the breakout. I mean, it just failed the breakout. You can kind of look at this. In terms of fixing the situations, traders suggest prices would need to quickly reclaim the 205 to 206 level. You're at 202. So if you claim 205 to 206, then we continue the breakout. If you don't and you stay at 202, we're looking at more downside, maybe to the 50-day at 198. And with a week of hotter than anticipated inflation readings, the market is adjusting its rate cut expectations once again, with Treasury yields rising sharply over the past few days. If interest rates continue to rise, many expect small cap market segment to continue its string of underperformance. That's it. That's it. I mean, that's as simple as I can tell you. That is it. Now, let's talk about Bitcoin. Bitcoin, US dollar, I think it's USD. No, I don't see it. Here, we'll go over to Seeking Alpha to do Bitcoin. This is part of what is great about Seeking Alpha is I can just put in BTC and it goes Bitcoin. It got killed. It's down 5%. You're seeing all the others with Coinbase and everything else. What was interesting, and I don't know if I tweeted it. I think I may have. I will include it in the newsletter. I'll go and look for it. There's an interesting chart that is floating around that the after hours move is what's bringing Bitcoin down. But during the day, the trading hours, Bitcoin is actually significantly up since the ETF started trading. That's super, super interesting because that to me tells me the trading is really in the Bitcoin ETFs and not in Bitcoin itself, which is probably unsustainable considering most of those Bitcoin ETFs are in retirement accounts or boomers who don't want to own Bitcoin directly. They want to own the thing, or in hedge funds or ETFs that can't own Bitcoin directly. And they didn't want to pay GBTCs like 10%, tracking fee or whatever they charge. So I thought it was interesting. I think it's pretty interesting about this. Just a warning. Just before we get off Bitcoin, there's a support at 65,000. Bitcoin has support at 65,000. It's at 68,000 right now. 65,000 is support, according to Katie Stockton, who's a chartist. 65,000 is support. There is still an upward trend that gets us to $80,000. She thinks this is just a bit of a pullback. But she's not a huge Bitcoin, like, oh my God, it's going to, 900K. But she says 80,000 is a very conservative estimate. She likes to use the 50-day. So if you're trading on a Bitcoin chart, use the 50-day. That's what she says. Just a warning for everybody who thinks that the next unprofitable company is going to make them a fortune. Fisker is going bankrupt. This is one that I said, hey, trade, great car, I thought, and then MKBHD. If you want to watch it on YouTube, go look at his review of Fisker. Possibly the worst car he's ever driven, he said. And since then, the stock has just completely fallen. Ricky Gutierrez said it's not MKBHD that took it down. Well, yes, it is. Yes, it absolutely is. They had canceled orders. It is not just because of MKBHD, but he had a big part to do in it. That's why I don't like that douche. But a warning for everyone who thinks that the next that unprofitable companies are the next winner. If you had invested $10,000 in Fisker 3 years ago, just 3 years ago, you'd have $70. So, not a great track record for unprofitable companies going into higher for longer. So be careful. Trade some of those companies that I tell you to trade. 5 stocks to watch. Blink Charging, useless. Don't even worry about it. Groupon. I haven't used Groupon since probably 1992. I'm not a fan. Rose to head after the company said improved financial performance. Shares of Weight Watchers is up 11%. That's a dying stock unless they get some type of GLP-1 integration. Uber and Lyft will halt operations in Minneapolis starting May 1st. Decision comes after the city council voted to override Mayor Jacobs Frey's veto of a pay hike ordinance. The measure increases wages for drivers of ride-hailing services to $15.57. Critics have previously warned that the new wage would raise costs for customers and lead to exit of Uber and Lyft. They will exit the market. That's just it. If you start charging, they can't make money. Doesn't mean that you go and sell your Uber. Just means that you buy this on weakness. Again, it's down 1% at 76. Anything under, look at that capitulation in this stock. Look at that capitulation right now. The algorithm got you out with a 29% gain. Algorithm only makes you 50% in this name. If you bought and held this over the last 24 months, you made 144%. But algorithm gets you in and out of these moves. It plays in a middle ground. It got you out here with a 36% gain. Thought that it was going down. It did go down. You could have tried to time it at 57. That was under confirmation. Gets you in here over confirmation at $60.28. Got you out with a nice 29% gain. The last one was 36. This one was 29. Again, if you pick the stocks, and I'm seeing this, and we talk about, in my paid newsletter, I talk about divergence. Look at this. You're putting in a nice support level there. Well, what are you doing on the MACD? You're getting ready to go higher because you're moving down. What are you doing on the RSI? Oh, sellers are showing up. You're going down. That's divergence. You're looking at this on Uber. That's divergence. It's going to get you back in. This is a stock in my mind. You just buy and hold it. They are going on all cylinders. All cylinders. It is expensive. Just go and buy it. McDonald's, there was a rumor that the McDonald's app is down. I don't know that it's down because I didn't order, but if you were trying to order your McGriddle this morning, maybe you had some problems. Stocks to watch. Biggest move is the day. Adobe got killed. Adobe, just despite consensus expectations on full quarter earnings, due to its full quarter 2 outlook falling short of market, it plunged 11%. Is this a buy in Adobe? God, I mean, we're in an AI and GLP-1 market. This one, in my mind, again, you look at the weekly, this has been on a crazy, crazy tear. You had the golden cross. The golden cross did nothing. So is the valuation of this company too high? In my mind, look at this. I mean, this weekly candle is just weak. Pardon the pun, but you can't argue that the 4 hour, it will get you out now. It gets you in at 564. The algorithm on this one makes you 8%. You make 31% buying and holding. I mean, the algorithm just doesn't work on this stock. And the reason is because when we look at a long term of this one, you don't necessarily have an upward trend that extends out. It just is, it's too big. And so, again, you play in this middle market. Do I think that we're getting back up here to 673 that we are in? No. They pulled the market forward. COVID had people staying at home, had people creating stuff. Then the creative cloud got bad. OpenAI is showing you don't need, Adobe's Firefly, and they are really good at this. But they're just not making money. They haven't figured out how to do it. So I don't think that one's a good one. Ulta, on the other hand, declined 7% due to conservative 2024 guidance. I think Ulta's fine. I mean, I own Ulta. It is not in the core portfolio. You make your pick, Ulta or ELF. ELF is the grower. Ulta is the one that's staying there. It's the long-term grower. Again, you went down. So where are we on the weekly algorithm? I have to look at that. We're back down to the bottom of this channel. The bottom of this channel we're back down to. Do I get out? I don't know. I mean, the MACD went up way high. It was a good run. I wish I would have sold out at 556. I'm sitting on a really good gain on this. I do see support down here at 490. So with lower guidance and no a catalyst on this one, maybe I get out. And then I can get back in, but maybe I get out. I don't know if I'm in this in my, I think I'm in this in my brokerage account. So there's tax implications on looking at that. But Ulta, disappointing guidance. So there's a couple. I did watch a great video from Wealth Adventures. I really like him on YouTube. I'm over 50. I'm 53 years old, going on 54. Top ETFs I'm building to maintain a $1 million portfolio in my 50s. I do not have his same investment strategy. I will include the ETFs that he went over. He went over VOO, SCHD, XLV, XLK, JEPI, DEVO, and AGGH, which is a bond ETF. He goes over everything. I have to like the video. I didn't like it for some reason, but I do like this. Again, it's a great, great video. His channel is unbelievable. He uses covered call strategies, and he goes over a lot of option stuff. I don't do options, but I am interested in learning options. I thought it was interesting. Yeah. If you want to follow Bradley Freeman, I thought this was interesting. He started a new position in Sentinel. Sentinel missed earnings. They had a ding. He's a fundamental investor. He does nothing with charts. It is 100% fundamental. This one is on a pullback. Algorithm got you out with a loss. Listen, if you got in this at 27 and you liked it, don't get out with the algorithm. Just buy more. Algorithm loses you 69%. Actual buying and holding this stock loses you 32%. I've said it before, and I think this $21 is a support level. I think you might get down to there. Brad Freeman just started a position. It's at 22.65. It is down 2.7%. He is a long-term investor. He started a position. He will have a newsletter this weekend. It's stockmarketnerd.com. The earnings review this weekend will be a bit more detailed than it typically is. He'll walk through the product suite and reasons for his decision. I'm looking forward to it. I will be reading that this weekend. Goldman Sachs. There's a couple of articles in here. NVIDIA. I wrote this down. NVIDIA's 10% correction. This has traders interested in this one. Again, it's a 10% down correction. That's typically what you want to see in a stock from the high to the correction low. And what we saw was this one here, it gets high at 974. So we're going to go to 974. And then we go down here. And you look at this, and it's a 13% correction to the low down there. That is something, and then you've seen it just kind of pull back up and then pull back down. That's what traders like to see, is the volatility of this. With the 10% correction, I haven't seen the MACD pull back that far. I haven't seen the RSI come down to where people are selling. They do have an event next week. I don't know that you're going to get down below this during the event. But if the event is nothing more than, hey, there's nothing that's changed, we're just displaying some new products that are already known about in the industry, I don't know that you don't get down to this 820 kind of gap down here. So am I adding at 881? I don't know. On a Friday, I might add this. If we get into the 850s today, I may add this one. I may add this in my retirement account. SMCI, different story. It's back at 1100 where I sold it. Yes, it soared up there. You haven't had, we can take a look at, I'm going to remove this. I'm going to remove this one because this is just, my algorithm, by the way, makes you 1,582% over 24 months in SMCI. It's just, that's a solid safety of concern. Right here, look at this. That's a 9% move. My algorithm still has you in this. I am sitting in this in my brokerage account because I want to get to long term. I believe I started buying this in July of last year. In July of last year, we can go back. There was a gap in this one at 350 that I constantly said right here. This one, I thought that gap, I bought it. I think I bought it around, August. When it gapped down, I said, there's no way this should gap down. And I bought it. I bought it down here. I bought it back here, I think, at 330. And then it gapped down. I bought more. I bought more down here. I bought all the way through August. I think I bought more in December. I didn't buy any in October, unfortunately, but I did buy more in December as it started to make its move. So I've got a good base down here through the summer of last year where I'm sitting on. What I sold when I sold it, I bought into this at about 500 or 400, and I sold up here at 1100. We're at 1,097 right now. If we break down below 1,000, I'm loading up the Brinks truck on this. I'm just loading up the Brinks truck. Again, the valuation makes sense on this. It is a continued grower who is going to continue to grow. The problem that you have is the volume is down. The MACD hasn't come down. The RSI hasn't come down. Again, you're just entering over you're at 54? You got to get down below 50 for me to actually do it. But if you're looking for the next NVIDIA, these are a couple of articles why you get Seeking Alpha Premium. Seeking Alpha Premium, $50 off. Again, it's $189. Go over to my my link tree. It's right here, Seeking Alpha Premium, $50 off. You want to read these articles? This is Goldman Sachs puts out a bunch of names that they think are the next NVIDIA to go. Infrastructure, enabled resources, productivity gains, broader AI exposure, and there's more on artificial intelligence. You want to read this article? Go over to my newsletter, and I'll have it in my newsletter. My newsletter is absolutely 100% free. During the week, I provide this newsletter for free. It's the weekends that's paid, and I do Zoom meetings with people, one-on-one, not one-on-one, but kind of interactive. There's usually, 50, 20 people somewhere in there. There's not a lot. And most people are shy. Most people don't even hop on camera. So you get one-on-one with me if you're a paid newsletter subscriber. You can ask me questions. Whatever you want. You just signed up for TrendSpider, have a question on TrendSpider, sign up there. By the way, speaking of TrendSpider, if you want youtube.com /@TrendSpider. That's it. @TrendSpider. They have office hours. Jason has office hours today at 11 for an hour from now. So go online, go and get his office hours. I think, I think it's scheduled for today. There was one, so I'm pretty sure it's out there today, unless he canceled it. But he has office hours. It's a great one. There's like 10 people on there. He's an expert at this. But if you want my newsletter, go in there. I will include all of this stuff, including the next NVIDIA article and the other article that I think is worth subscribing for. Small cap energy financials are the most inexpensive versus history. Tech industrials most expensive. Bank of America. This puts out some good, small cap stuff, small cap ETFs, small cap technology, and industrials. You can chart these. You can go over here. So here, if we want to look at small cap, let's look at small cap technology, PSCT. And let's say, again, it's a small cap. It's quant sell, higher for longer, not great. If we look at this against the S&P, underperforming, we talk about this all the time with some of the indexes. It's got to come up. Well, this one doesn't necessarily have to come up. Small cap tech it's an expensive thing, but you're seeing this diverge. Look at how up until 2023, this was outperforming the S&P. It was outperforming the S&P. Now it's underperforming. With higher for longer, it's underperforming. One of two things. S&P has to come down or this has to come up. That's where you get into the benefit of seeking alpha. We talked about Uber and Lyft exiting Minneapolis. Here's a longer article that you can read about the details of that. Tesla. Let's go into the social request because I think that's the next one that I need to. Let's look at Ulta earnings, Adobe earnings. We went over one earnings that actually killed it. GCT, Global Technologies, Cloud Technologies. This is one that I said, oh God, I don't want this one, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want it. It's up 5%. It was up at 40 in pre-market. Do I think it's got more room to go? Yeah. I mean, look at how fast that MACD came down to reasonable territory. Look at how the RSI is at 54. You're at all-time highs. Again, this trend line right here, that red line, you're underneath it at 37. So you could absolutely continue. The valuation's a little crazy, but they absolutely killed it on earnings. Adobe and Ulta, we went over. Social requests. Shep, I find it interesting you're not bringing us SMCI heading into the S&P this coming Monday. Is that not another catalyst? No. S&P, it's already in. I mean, they've been buying the stock. You buy on the news. You sell on the event. If that wasn't clear with the Bitcoin ETFs, you buy on the news and sell on the event. SMCI with the going into the S&P is kind of the same thing. I mean, look at GBTC. You sell it, you buy on the news, you sell on the event. That was the news. That was the hype rally up here until January. And then the actual event happens. Remember we talked about January 11th was the date that the lawsuit, and they had to launch an ETF, a Bitcoin ETF. Well, everybody sold off. Look at that move down. Look at that move down over just the next week. So SMCI going into the S&P, I don't think it's a catalyst. I don't think it's negative, but I don't think it's a catalyst. You want to trade this one on momentum. If we look at a 5-minute chart and we look at this, you do not have momentum. Right now, you don't have momentum. And momentum is a strong force. I've said it before, and I put this line in here at 1093. We're at 1096 right now. That is a support level. So if we get below that, I'm going to start looking at under $1,000. That's where I wanted to enter this one in. I was patient. Even though for the past couple of days, we've gone nicely above here to 1124. I almost bought this one again. I just want to be patient. And patience pays off. So just to show you, Tesla, they're down 30% since the stock was added to S&P 500 back in December 2020. I mean, the news ran it up. Look at how the news ran it up. And then you continue to run up. That's what what SMCI may have in store for it. But long term, Tesla's valuation couldn't keep up with it. So I thought this was interesting, by the way. I wanted to show this. Oil, USO. So USO is just the United States Oil Fund. It trades just like a regular stock. UCO is the triple levered ETF. Oil has outperformed year to date the S&P 500. Just kind of thought that was interesting. Thought that one was right there. I thought that was pretty good, pretty insightful. Tommy O'Donnell from Spotify wants me to look at NU. Is this New Core? New Holdings. I don't know what this is. Let's go over here and let's look at New. NU. New Core, or I'm sorry, New Holdings. New Holdings. Digital banking platform and digital financial services in Brazil, Mexico, Colombia, and international. Valuation D. Quant hold. Doesn't, 1 year 161%, year to date 39%. I mean, it's 23 out of 66 in the financial sector. I don't know enough about this one to say, oh my God, you've got to get into this. But this one, ISNPY, year to date, this one's up 19%. But this one has significantly better grades. I don't know what the difference is, but if we look at the charting against NU, they're both in the same sector. And this is how you, again, part of how you use Seeking Alpha Premium. We're going to look at that against, let's look at it against XLK. Because let's just look at how it does against technology. Because NU, great over 1 year, greatly outperforming XLK and ISNPY. Year to date, NU, clear winner. 3 year, NU doesn't have 3 years in the chart, but XLK, wins. I mean, again, if you want to invest in NU, I don't know if NU is actually making money. I bet they're not making money. Just a guess. They're making money. PE of 54, forward PE of 19. Not a crazy PE. Not a crazy PE at all. Cash on hand, $1.42. They're making about $1 billion. So I don't think it's a horrible one. Let's look at average price target, $11. You're trading right at the price target. 52-week high, $11.72. You're at your 52-week high. So again, just like Seeking Alpha, the Alpha Picks guys say, 52-week high doesn't mean you have to sell. Just means you've got to believe that there is more room in the tank to go. And NU, as far as the algorithm goes, if, Tommy, if you have the algorithm and you knew about this one, you should have bought it $9.20. I mean, you're currently in a nice run on this. Now, buying and holding makes you 73% on this over 24 months. The algorithm, it actually loses you 9%. But I'd say this one and this one before, again, you got to pick and choose which algorithm entries you want. And the reason is because some of these don't have confirmation. They're not confirming a huge run. This entire run right here, I don't know that I would have gotten in. I might have gotten in at this $8.24. I definitely wouldn't have gotten out since then because you never really lost confirmation. It was right around that 9-day. So, but if you got the algorithm and you didn't get in at this 9.20, why would you get in at 11.59? In my mind, it's a trade. And again, I think you trade it because it's at 52-week highs. Not a bad one. Not a great one in my mind. Again, for me, if I'm in the financial sector and not a huge financial person, I don't get into financials. Schwab at 67 makes more sense to me to do Schwab. Citibank, which is a rebound, makes more sense to me at 57. If we look at the weekly of Citibank, you're just coming back. You're just above your 200-day. And this is a bank that's going to be there. Even NYCB, I think it's NYCB is the new one that kind of crashed down. I mean, you're at $3.92. Algorithm got you in at $3.85. Everybody's kind of buying this because Mnuchin's bringing it back. You want to look at a weekly on this one? I mean, again, this is just a forewarning. This is super risky. It's not clear that this is coming back. But why do you want to get in 52-week high on a foreign bank? when you can buy, banks in this country. But NU has the growth. I'm not going to, diss it. If you want to buy it, just understand you're buying into 52-week highs. That's not a great one. Dex from Reddit. UiPath, great earnings, strong guidance, stock down 7%. Am I missing something? Could it be down because of hot CPI and PPI? I think that's it. I also think you're in this trading range. And I think, when you got up here to 26 or 27 in pre-market, if I bring this up and we just look at data and we go to extended hours, I'm just going to look at extended hours in the 4-hour. You know what? I'll bring it 5 minutes because the 5-minute chart with the extended hour will show you that yesterday when we had earnings, it shot up. I mean, you got to 27. 27.09 was the high, or I'm sorry, 27.77. So almost 28 was the absolute high right after earnings, 27.77. Since then, you've had lower highs and you've had lower lows, and then you've just settled into this 22. Now on the 4-hour algorithm, I don't know that I'd actually listen to it. I'd probably trade within this range, and you're right at the bottom of the range. I've said it before. Again, they had good earnings, strong guidance, and that's what popped them up here in the previous earnings. You still have a gap down here to 19. If you believe in this company, this is the trading range that you want to be in. I don't know enough about UiPath, playing earnings. The chart didn't look great to me. They had to blow away earnings. I don't think they blew away earnings. Everybody just started selling. Now, as far as volume goes, if we look at a weekly, let's just look at long term. Where are people holding this? Because you've clearly, between these earnings, set yourself up for a trading range. If we just go back and let's look at this one where you rejected right off the 9-day. And that is February 21st, 2022. Where's everybody holding? They're holding down here at 18. The VWAP is 1857. So don't be surprised if that's kind of where you go, because in my mind, that provides you the support. Look, you rejected off of it. You pulled right back to it from this. You haven't pulled back to it from here. So, your bottom level support is 1833. I think your top right here is about $27. And $27 is right about, where this candle rejected off 30. You might have 30 in this. But again, I don't think you're missing anything. I just think people are, trading it. I think they're fine. Scans. So these are stocks in my algorithm, which are bullish. Amazon. I mean, I've talked about it before. This is a $180 stock. Get it before it gets up there. 177.50, 69. Algorithm got you out with a nice 14% gain. Tried to protect you. You're right back there to 175. I mean, again, if you're not buying at 175, then don't complain when it's at 188 later, next year. Datadog. This is from our new watch list that I put into TrendSpider that you get when you sign up for TrendSpider. Datadog, 122.63. You're at 121. Again, if you're trading Datadog and you're buying at 121 before earnings, why aren't you buying at 121 after earnings? It dipped down. Yes, it dipped down. If you bought at 121 back here and you're not buying at 121 over here, why? I mean, that's what you've got to ask yourself. Industrials, General Dynamics. This is an interesting one. Industrials have been doing incredibly well. It's up there. A nice move. FANG, F-A-N-G. This is not your Facebook, Amazon, Apple, whatever. It is FANG Diamondback Energy. This one has another cross up. If you're in here at 153 on the algorithm, kudos to you. You've got a great run going on, and it's got confirmation. And this was where I said, hey, United States Oil Fund, USO, is beating the S&P. So slowly it's coming back. If you want, here, year to date, let's just select the symbols, and we'll select the triple levered oil, UCO. We'll just look at that one against the S&P. Look at UCO, 21% year to date. Again, it's levered by day. So 14% doesn't automatically turn into a triple levered. It's just levered by day. S&P is up 7%. That's the laggard. But year to date, oil's been doing really well. Cord Energy is another one. So that's it. You guys have a great weekend. I will be doing a paid newsletter tomorrow. I may go live on Zoom. Again, the Zooms may be unplanned. Probably won't go live on Zoom, but maybe Sunday I might bring you guys onto Zoom to kind of show you how I prepare for the week. Might be an interesting one to look at. But again, the majority of these newsletters are free. So there's no reason not to sign up. If you're listening to me now, there's no reason not to sign up. Get TrendSpider. If you are even thinking about this one, get it. Get it. I will tell you, it is worth every effort that you put into this. It provides me so much support in knowing when I can buy and when I should sell. It doesn't tell you absolute. You can use bots on this. There is, Pavan was asking me, why don't I use insider data on my TrendSpider charts? It's out there. I don't use it just because I like my setup here. I like looking at this stuff. I'm used to looking at this setup. There are unusual options. There are bots you can launch. There's seasonality in this. There's analyst recommendations when they do upgrades and downgrades. There's news in this. There is so much thing. There's smart checklists. There's scanners. There's watch lists. There's strategy testers. You can go to the store, TrendSpider store, which I should have bookmarked, but it doesn't look like I have it bookmarked. But there's the TrendSpider store where you can get custom strategies, and TrendSpider has created them for you. That's my algorithms. So again, I do think the TrendSpider 100% is worth it. Do not sleep, because after this weekend, 2 days it goes on sale. After this weekend, it goes back to $1,100. So save the 67%. I haven't seen it go below that. I don't know what their future plans are, but Seeking Alpha Premium, it's $50 off. The most I've seen on this is $60 off. Don't wait. Save your time. Over the weekend, if I bring you in, you'll see. I use Seeking Alpha to find stocks, to find opportunities, to find out. They have a great Friday. After the close on Friday, they post an article called The Catalyst for next week. It goes over by day, everything that's happening by day. That's worth $189 for me by itself. Net, let alone analyzing your portfolio. I've got the core portfolio in here. Analyzing this, it's a 3.63%, 3.63 out of 5 health score. It'll tell you your diagnosis. It'll tell you where you can get better in your portfolio. My dividend score, 4.1. Be careful. One of your stocks has a risky dividend. Let's see which one it says. Eli Lilly, the yield. I mean, one of my stocks has a risky dividend. I'm not worried about that. Bank of America, risky dividend, whatever. It's a core portfolio. Again, these are just stocks that you can do. Your portfolio's valuation grade is lagging. My portfolio valuation grade is D. It's because I'm so heavy into tech. I'm into growth. Of course, you have to understand all of these. This is how healthy is your portfolio? 3.6 out of 5. You have 10 stocks rated highly. Strong buys, 4. Buys, 6. Neutral, 27 stocks are neutral. You can't have them all strong buys. You can't. I mean, this is a super strong portfolio that is guided toward growth. So I like that. I like top stocks. I like looking at the stock screener. I like looking at the ETF screener. You can look at the stocks by quant. You can look at top quant rated dividend stocks, high dividend yield stocks. Stocks only covered by Seeking Alpha. And these are stocks that are usually small caps that are only covered by them. FLXS, super small cap. Quant has it as a strong buy. This is how I found BLDR, by the way, through stuff like this, through a listener asking me about it. I found BLDR, 195, buy it. It's going over 200. Your 52-week range goes all the way up to 208. Let's go and look at the Wall Street. Quant has it as a hold. Because Wall Street has it as a buy. 17 analysts, 10 have it as a strong buy. You have an average price target of $213. That's a 9% upside. So I like it. It's ranked 19 out of 40. Again, this is the rabbit hole that you go down. AZEK. I think this is a decking company, AZEK. I think they make some of that fake wood stuff. Yeah. Building products for residential, commercial, residential, commercial. Engineered outdoor living products such as decking, railing, stuff like that. Strong buy. I mean, you go and look at this one. Let's look at the, I bet it doesn't have 10% upside, 4% upside. So, yeah, it's an interesting one. But that's what Seeking Alpha Premium gets you. And Alpha Picks, again, Stephen Kress will be on next week. At some point in time, I'm going to interview him. I got to see if I got an email from him, what day. If you have any questions for him about Alpha Picks, if you're an Alpha Picks member and you just want to high five him for getting you money, if you want to kind of ding him on the Twilio pick because you're down on Twilio, we can have him answer all those questions. I don't know if it will be live. I'll probably just record the Zoom meeting, to be honest with you. It probably will not be interactive on the paid newsletter stuff, and I just don't want to put Steven through that. It's just probably going to be a one-on-one. So if you have questions, email me, get me on social media. All of the social media is up here. But again, these are the things. And again, Webull best mobile app. I just had problems in the pre-market with Fidelity's mobile app, trying to get that damn Costco buy-in. But I did buy Costco at live, here at 7:30. It's at 7:28. Am I worried? No. Just kind of putting in that little front there. So algorithm doesn't have you in. I didn't buy this on the algorithm. Algorithm makes you 24% versus 35% buy and hold. I want to buy and hold this. If we get down here to 7:10, I'll just buy more. Again, I bought a small position. So, yeah. Any questions? Hit me up. Okay, take care. Bye. Pavan, I am not going to ask him to reduce the price. The price, as a fellow creator, and you guys know this. I mean, he's providing. They are providing an incredible service in my mind for Alpha Picks. They just, between you and me, there's a sale coming up on Alpha Picks. I don't know what the sale is, but it's not going back down to $89 like it was. Their performance is just too strong. The $469 that with the coupon that I have is not outrageous when you compare it to Jim Cramer at $799. When you compare it to Motley Fool, which is $600, I believe. Their performance is outpacing those. So, Walmart's one that, I mean, you're putting in that platform right there, Brandon. I like Walmart under 60, but if you're buying, 10 shares, putting in like $600, what's $10? If you're buying 100 shares, maybe wait for it to go down to 60, put in an order. I don't know that it'll get there, but there has to be a pullback. I mean, this MACD, you're seeing, let's put in this. We're just going to do, this is your trend line. I would say that's the trend line. That's probably a good trend line right there. And that's why I say I think it might come back down to 60, but you could trade sideways all the way until March, and you'd still be on 61, 60. So I don't think you're doing yourself a disfavor if you do break that trend line right there, which you might, because the MACD hasn't come down. The RSI hasn't come down. But this is just one of those retailers that you just kind of buy. I mean, again, you're buying into strength here at all-time highs. But if it's a long-term buy, I'm less concerned about Walmart than I am about Target. Target still has some issues. Target still, I mean, look at Target pulling back after its earnings. Should have sold when it got up over 170. It's in my retirement account. But it's putting in that nice little, it's when you look at the weekly, it's just starting to come back. I mean, 170 was a clear resistance point. And So if we pull this, remove this segment, that's resistance right there. You haven't had a pullback on the RSI significantly. And this week, you're just kind of hitting that 170 and pulling back. I guess that you get back to 154 on target. So, yeah, Pavan, my suggestion if you're having FOMO on alpha picks is don't. I think you've got premium. I know you've got TrendSpider. I think premium is worth the money for someone like you. I think I know you well enough that you and I have talked a little bit. You've been on here for a while. I think you've oh, Chris, now you just shined a shiny object at me. But Pavan, I would say, Chris, you're selling into strength here. But you got your dividend. Let's see the 5-minute. God, look at that. I mean, 9:30 this morning. That's a lot of volume. Am I positive on Devin? Let's see. Okay, sorry. I've got a friend coming into town that I had to tell. Some directions to direction. Okay. Where's it getting you out of a long-term trend? I'm liking it to get, I mean, it's still got some strength. I'm not getting out, Chris. If it's a 5-minute trend that's breaking, yeah, I'd agree. Shorter time frame, I am seeing the break. But long term, I'm not. how much do I have in Devon? I think I only have like $10,000 in Devon, so I'm not like crazy worried about it per se. Oh, hold on one second. Sorry, I'm texting my buddy. Position. Devon, I have currently, it is current value 9,476. Purchase 9,831. So if I got out, it's only a $300 loss. I'm just staying in it though. It's not much, but sorry, I'm chatting with folks. Oh, okay. Yeah, lots of unusual option puts April 12th on what puts on Devon? How do you do this? Add to a new column. I'm going to add this to a new column. Unusual options. I think if I move this closer. $47.50 puts expiring June, expiring May. $42.50 calls expiring April. Today is the options expiring date, so interesting. Oh, for SPY. I was going to say, let's say SPY. I'm going to go out. I'm going to pull this to July. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's a big red balloon. There's a big red balloon for 535 here, too. June 24th. I don't know enough about options. What's this trading? Trading beg, add to new column. Oh, this is so you can quick do signal stack, where you can quick trade. Here's your smart checklist, by the way. If you want to add checklists to stuff, Chris lives by the smart checklist. Notes on any stocks, you can do that. Seasonality, I have analysts, add to new column. Analyst estimates for, like, if you go Costco, BMO on the 11th. With a, I don't know, what do they say? Does it give you price? Yeah, upside price. I guess it gives you upside price. I don't know. I don't know how to tell the pricing and stuff here, but hold on 311. We can go over to Costco. Costco, the average target price is $7.61. You're at $7.28. I bought at $7.30. Reiterated $7.85, $7.50, $800. So, but I like it. I'm going to close that down. Okay, I'm out of here. I got to go do the newsletter and edit this together. I've got friends coming up. So I will talk to you guys Monday. For paid newsletter subscribers, if anybody's in here, just keep an eye out. Maybe this weekend. I might do a Sunday kind of a Zoom meeting where I just kind of go over. I'll record it, so it probably won't be very long, but I'll record it so that, you know, everybody can see what I do on Sundays to kind of get ready. I think that's a good weekend thing. I'll still have a paid newsletter. I don't know what the hell I'm going to write about, but I'll have a paid newsletter this weekend as well. Okay, talk to you guys later. Thanks, Brandon. See you guys.